I wrote this song called I Wish I Was a Punk Rocker.
Paul Mucker. Yes, I know Paul Mucker.
And
Shush, a minute.
back in that, it was almost 20 years ago, right? Which is kind of freaky and scary. I got a lot of distasteful comments from punks who were really very angry with me. I tried my best to explain that it was a metaphor for non-conformism, punks, hippies, movements in time and whatever. But they took it some people took it very literally and thought it was like blasphemous to punks to wear flowers in their hair. Anyway, fast forward some years later, and I ended up moving to LA. And then eventually I moved to Malibu. Yes, very Malibu. And so I was there, I was by myself, and I met my neighbours for the first time. And literally, here's me, and then at the end of the stage is the next door. It was a very close community, like a gated community they have there. And this guy walks out of his door, and I sort of did a double take, and it was quite an interesting looking dude, with proper orange spiky hair and stuff. And then I did another double take, and I said to my partner at the time, do you think that looks an awful lot like Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols, don't you think? And he was like, that totally is John Lydon. That is actually John Lydon. We live next door to John Lydon.
I'm thinking to myself.
And his wife, and he drove a yellow Volvo, and she always wore pink, and bless her, she's passed away recently. And anyway, so the point of the story is that there is a God. It's a God of rock and roll. And there's also karma in this world, because all the flack that I took for writing this song and all the grief I got from the punks, and I literally lived next door to the greatest punk that ever lived. And to be honest, most of the time we talked about gardening. We didn't talk about anything remotely punk. We talked about what was the best juice at the local, juice bar that day. And how the succulents were doing in the back garden. So yeah, that's a true story. I legit lived next door to Johnny Rotten. So there you go. Ha ha ha. Knowing that there'll be an actual cook somewhere in the audience, right? Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. And 77 and 69 revolutions in the air. I was born too late into a world that doesn't care. So I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my stayed and take a time. Everybody drove the car and the music didn't matter. The radio was king. Cameras didn't have control. The media couldn't buy your soul. The readers were still scary. We didn't know everything. I wish I was a punk rocker if I was in my head. 77, 69, revolution in the air. I was born too late to a world that doesn't care. I wish I was a punk rocker if I was in my head. Perhaps I still remained a myth that ignorance can still be blissing. I see the creature bird, or I am shade of red. I'm dead in the trees, and you were still a dream. The only way to stay in touch was the letter. If I know was all that they start, and the super info how we were still drifting out in space. Kids were wearing hand-me-downs, and play games, men kick around, and football is still head on here with dirt. Christ their face. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker. Now it's in my head. Inside, so 69, but the shores of the air. I was born too late to a world that doesn't care. Wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my. Wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. Say so 69 for the shores of the air. I was born too late to a world that doesn't care. Wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my. Born too late to a world that doesn't care. To the lady with the flowers that I'm here. Oh, I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for Amy Jones for doing all this support. Thank you for Mr. Ben Cole for my fantastic song on stage. Thank you for being such a great audience. We love you.
Joy Sandy!